Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this evening, so let's get started. First up, knife-wielding man confronts police outside burning house in Stratham, police say. Man claimed others were inside, but firefighters say no one was. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Shop Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses for the latest in home furnishings, including bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, and kids' furniture. Along with the latest in sleep technology from Beautyrest Black, Tempur-Pedic, Neuropedic Lift, and more. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
I actually woke up from screaming.
Those screams, according to Emily Rossler and Ryan Terrio, were coming from their neighbor, as his house at 1 Crestview Terrace in Stratham was burning. The couple called 911. And when police arrived just after 3 in the morning,
encountered a 51-year-old man in the front yard armed with a knife and what appeared to be a machete.
The man was later identified by police as the homeowner, 51-year-old Edwin Alvarez.
The police kept asking him if there was anyone else in the house, and he was kind of like not cooperating right away.
He wouldn't allow them in. So at that time, they had to tase him to take him into custody.
This as the fire continued to spread.
The whole entire second floor was just engulfed with flames. I mean, it was something you see in the movie.
Then, after police had Alvarez restrained,
he was like, yes, my whole family is in the house.
And a warning as an officer went to enter.
He was shouting. He's like, don't go. I left the valves open on the propane tanks.
That turned out, according to the state fire marshal's office, not to be the case. Firefighters searched the home, but no one else was inside and no explosions were reported. Firefighters were also able to confine the damage to the one home.
The building's fairly isolated from any surrounding structures, so there was no real threat to spreading to any other buildings.
You're taking a live look now where firefighters believe the fire started. However, the State Fire Marshal's office is assisting in this investigation. Alvarez, meantime, has been charged with resisting detention, but police say other charges may follow. Friends of the family have also set up a GoFundMe page, and there's a clothing drive that is also in the works. Reporting live in Stratham, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Cory Booker to file for first in the nation presidential primary ballot on November 7th. New Jersey Senator waiting until after municipal elections to keep voters' attention on local candidates. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker will formally file his candidacy for the 2020 First in the Nation presidential primary on November 7th. U.S. Rep. Tim Ryan, self-described champion for middle-class workers, drops out of the presidential race. Ohio Democrat who attended law school in New Hampshire says in a video his campaign tried to give voice to forgotten people of this country. Ahead of New Hampshire visit, Buttigieg releases Women's Equality Economic Empowerment Plan. South Bend mayor endorsed by 10 New Hampshire women who praised the plan. Through September 30th, Bernie Sanders leads PAC in New Hampshire fundraising. New Hampshire's value to a presidential candidate is not a source of big fundraising dollars, but the amount of money raised from Granite Staters can be viewed as an indication of all important support on the ground in the primary state. To end, here's the latest update on how much money each candidate has raised in New Hampshire during the election cycle through September 30th, according to totals compiled by the Federal Election Commission. Not surprisingly, Senator Bernie Sanders is in the lead. Lewandowski says after call from Trump U.S. Senate decision may not come until 2020. Former Trump campaign manager pushes back on Bulldog's claim to have support of NRSC. Corey Lewandowski told a conversative radio talk show host this week that he still has not decided on whether to run for the U.S. Senate and may not decide for several months. And now let's take a look at that U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the green and went up. US 10-year closed in the green and went up. Euro/USD closed flat. And VIX closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 rise slightly, led by Microsoft. The S&P 500 posted a slight gain on Thursday, led by strong quarterly results from Microsoft as Wall Street slugged through the busiest day of the earnings season. Celebrity author sentenced to jail in Varsity Blues scandal. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We are going to begin with the college admissions scandal. Self-help author Jane Buckingham, the latest parent to be sentenced. Buckingham, a one-time parenting guru, pleaded guilty in May, admitting to paying $50,000 to have her son's ACT test taken for him. Now she is facing 3 weeks behind bars. Eva Pilgrim joins us with more on this. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Cecilia. Jane Buckingham admitted in court that she did this for her own selfish reasons. This morning, she begins preparing to serve her jail time.
Jail time for another parent caught up in the Varsity Blues college admission scandal. Jane Buckingham, best-selling author of A Modern Girl's Guide to Motherhood, marketing guru, and television personality, sentenced to 3 weeks behind bars, a year of probation, and a $40,000 fine.
When your friends tell you to lie on your resume, you 100% do not do it.
Buckingham coached kids on how to find jobs after college, but according to court documents, she allegedly agreed to pay $50,000 to have an ACT proctor take her son's exam. Prosecutors were asking for 6 months behind bars, telling the judge what separates her from some of the other parents was she took control when the wheels nearly came off of the scheme, noting that she even got a handwriting sample from her son so that the test taker could mimic his handwriting when taking the test. Prosecutors claiming Buckingham requested a sample ACT to have her son take it home so that he would believe he had taken the test. Her son Jack apologizing when news of the scandal broke, telling The Hollywood Reporter, "I am upset that I was unknowingly involved in a large scheme that helps give kids who may not work as hard as others an advantage over those who truly deserve those spots." Buckingham walking into court, tearfully apologizing in front of the judge, saying, "Nothing is going to ever make up for what I've done. To my children, above all, who didn't deserve this, I know that I'll never be able to forgive myself. I'm just so very, very sorry." Buckingham is one of 52 people caught up in the college admissions scandal. She is the 11th parent sentenced, the 10th to get time behind bars. Before her sentencing, the marketing guru writing in a letter to the judge acknowledging, "This wasn't just a single bad decision. I could have stopped at multiple points, but each time I made the deliberate choice to go forward. I needed to make myself feel like a better mother."
And Buckingham has until December 3rd to report to prison. Her lawyer requesting she be placed in the same jail where Felicity Huffman is currently serving her sentence.
I mean, Eva, you've been covering this for so long. You've heard this. There's a lot of criticism out there that these parents seem to be getting off easy with these sentences. The judge addressed this yesterday.
The judge actually talked about this in court yesterday. Said she acknowledged that these sentences were light, but said that this is actually real prison time. So
yeah, and Dan Abrams has pointed out that they're actually higher than they might have been for people who weren't famous
in some
as well.
cases.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Eva.
Hi.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and bye, everyone.